In the top stories, some taxes to come to an end next March. CDB President confident about the future of Barbados economy, and West Indies playing for pride and points in final ODI. Welcome to Nation News for Friday, November 6, 2015. I'm Natasha Beckles.
No matter where you are in the world, at home or abroad, Nation News keeps you connected with what's happening in Barbados through our website, video newscast, and online e-papers. So stay connected with Nation News. Your news, your time, your way.
Finance Minister Chris Sinkler says a number of the temporary tax measures which were imposed 2 years ago will be removed at the end of the current financial year. He made the commitment while addressing the annual conference of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Barbados on Friday. The taxes, which included a 2.5% increase in value-added tax, were initially supposed to run for 18 months, but some were extended for another year.
Come the end of this current financial year, many of the temporary taxes we implemented in the 90-month program, some of which we extended for another year last year, should be brought to an end, should not continue beyond March 31st, 20. That is our commitment. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, in the preparation of our estimates, we have already begun to factor into those estimates how we are going to manage without those taxes imposed on the society. Now, I haven't said what we're going to replace, no way. So don't get too excited.
Meanwhile, Mr. Sinkler criticized professionals who don't pay their full share of taxes. He said it was unfair for them to benefit from the same social services as those who do pay.
I am prepared to meet them at the door of the court, either the law courts or the court of public opinion. Because it is wrong that those of us who work and get taxes deducted from our salaries and who employ them, if that is the term, or deploy them to work on our behalf, accept our tax or salaries that have been taxed as payment for their services, and they in turn who enjoy all of the social services in Barbados, free of cost, like most of, or if not all of us in Barbados, are not paying their fair share of tax.
President of the Caribbean Development Bank, Dr. Warren Smith, says he is confident that efforts are being made to turn the local economy around. He told Nation News Barbados has structural issues and not just fiscal and debt problems. However, Dr. Smith said there is evidence that a serious effort is being made to improve the situation.
A lot of it has to do with creating the kind of environment within which private sector development will flourish and where investment can be accelerated. And as I said, we have some indications that those things are being done, and the CDB is working closely with the government of Barbados to ensure that some of those things actually take place.
Furniture and appliance retailer Quartz Barbados is reporting a small increase in sales this year. Managing Director Tricia Tannis said the mid-single-digit growth is encouraging given the country's bleak economic projections. She attributed the performance to the implementation of a new technology which measures store traffic. Ms. Tannis said this allows the company to deploy staff in a way that better serves customers. She was speaking as 50 UWI students were presented with scholarships valued at $3,000. As drought conditions continue to plague many parts of Barbados, one teachers' union says its members are doing the best they can at their schools. President of the Barbados Union of Teachers, Pedro Shepherd, addressed the issue recently during a union function.
There are challenges now with some schools in the center of the island, parish of St. Joseph in particular, with water outages, but it is something that is happening across the country. So teachers are mindful of that and they are trying to bear with those conditions.
It was a solemn occasion on Friday as students of Harrison College remembered their war dead. As part of their annual Remembrance Day ceremony, the Cadet Corps marched around the school's cenotaph, and the principal, head boy, and head girl placed poppy wreaths. Officer in charge of the school's Cadet Corps, Lieutenant Jeffrey Wallace, said a number of Harzonians had given their lives during the 2 world wars, and the school pays tribute to their bravery and sacrifice. The ceremony included a reading of the popular World War I poem In Flanders Field, along with hymns, prayers, and a scripture reading. In sport, West Indies captain Jason Holder says they will be looking to finish the one-day series against Sri Lanka on a high note after losing the first 2 matches. Holder will be back after serving a 1-match suspension for slow over rates. He said every point counts for the West Indies as they look towards the 2019 World Cup. West Indies have been slipping down the rankings and have already been eliminated from the 2017 Champions Trophy. First ball is 5 a.m. And finally, after 2 decades of people sticking their gum to the walls of an alley by Seattle's Pike Place Market, officials say it's time for a cleanup. Known as the Gum Wall, the sticky landmark has become a popular attraction to visitors and locals. Besides gum, people leave pictures, business cards, and other mementos. Some pieces of gum were shaped into hearts and messages. Now the market has announced that it has hired a contractor who will use steam to melt off the estimated 1 million pieces of gum. And that's Nation News for Friday. For more news, log on to nationnews.com as well as YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Remember to pick up your papers over the weekend or subscribe to our e-paper. And look out for the Weekend Buzz a little later. Thank you so much for joining us.